How could you bring me here? I trusted you.
I know, but we needed to face this eventually.
Please, just listen.
Mistaken customer visit led to a moment that taught me lessons I would never forget. The doorbell chimed like a hesitant whisper in the crisp October air, cutting through the fog of my morning coffee breath. I stood there on the weathered porch of 142 Elm Street, my leather portfolio clutched too tight against my chest, the kind of grip that left half-moons in your palm. Sunlight slanted low through the oak leaves, painting golden streaks on the faded blue siding of this old craftsman house. Quaint, overpriced, the sort of place that screamed, starter home for the American dream. But not for me. Not anymore. At 35, with a decade of hustling listings in this sleepy Seattle suburb, I'd learned dreams had expiration dates, especially when they involved women who promised forever and delivered ghosts. My name's Alex Harper, and that morning, I was chasing a lead on a phantom client named Jay Rivera. The email had been vague. Urgent viewing, cash buyer, no agents. Desperation does that to you. It blurs the fine print. My heels clicked softly against the salt-dusted welcome mat as I smoothed my pencil skirt, the fabric whispering against my thighs like a bad habit I couldn't quit. The scent of damp earth and distant rain hung heavy, mingling with the faint, acrid bite of my vanilla latte cooling in the car. I rang again, sharper this time, my pulse thudding in my ears like the bass from a dive bar I'd sworn off years ago. The door creaked open, not yanked but eased, as if the house itself was deciding whether to let a stranger in. And there she was. Not the suited exec I'd imagined, but a woman who looked like she'd tumbled out of a half-finished canvas, all wild edges and quiet fire. Mid-20s, maybe 28, with skin like warm caramel kissed by the Pacific sun, her long black waves tied back in a messy knot that screamed, "I woke up like this and owned it." She wore an oversized flannel shirt, sleeves rolled to her elbows, exposing forearms dusted with flecks of cobalt blue and emerald green, paint, fresh and defiant. Her eyes, hazel flecked with gold, widened in that split-second freeze before recognition or rejection. Jeans hugged her hips, ripped at one knee, and her bare feet peeked out, toenails chipped red like forgotten cherries. "Can I help you?" Her voice was low, threaded with sleep and something sharper, caution, maybe wariness. It wrapped around me like fog off the sound, pulling at the frayed threads of my composure. I swallowed, tasting the bitter afterglow of caffeine. "Hi, I'm Alex. Alex Harper with Evergreen Realty. You must be Jay Rivera? Here for the showing." The words tumbled out polished, professional, but my gaze snagged on the curve of her collarbone, the way her shirt gaped just enough to reveal the delicate chain nestled there, a silver feather dangling like a secret. She blinked, slow and deliberate, then let out a breath that was half laugh, half sigh, her shoulders dropping as if the weight of the world had just shifted. "Showing? Oh shit, no. This is my place. I think you got the wrong house." She leaned against the doorframe, arms crossing loose over her chest, but not defensive. Curious. The air between us hummed, charged like the static before a storm, carrying the faint scent of turpentine and fresh brewed chamomile tea wafting from inside. My cheeks burned, a flush creeping up from my neck. Wrong address. Classic rookie move, but I'd been off my game for months, ever since Lena. Ever since she packed her bags in the dead of night, leaving behind sticky notes on the fridge that read like haikus of goodbye. "Sorry, Alex. The spark's gone. Be free." Free. What a joke. I'd spent the last 6 months free-falling through open houses and empty beds, chasing commissions to drown out the echo of her laughter in our old apartment. "God, I'm so sorry," I stammered, flipping open my portfolio like it held the map to dignity. The pages rustled, crisp and accusing. 142 Elm, wait. The listing was 142 Oak. 2 streets over. Jesus, I've got to stop skipping breakfast. A nervous chuckle escaped me, brittle as autumn leaves crunching underfoot. She tilted her head, that messy knot of hair slipping a tendril free to brush her cheek. Her lips quirked, not quite a smile but close like dawn cracking the horizon. "Hey, no harm. World's full of wrong turns. Want some tea? You look like you could use a reset." She stepped back, the door swinging wider, revealing glimpses of chaos inside. Canvases leaning like drunken soldiers against walls painted in moody grays, a half-eaten bagel on the kitchen island, steam curling from a mug shaped like a cartoon cat. I should have bolted. Protocol screamed it, reschedule, apologize via email, vanish into the rearview. But her eyes held mine steady and unguarded, and in that gaze I saw it. The flicker of someone who'd been burned too. The quiet hunger for connection that mirrors your own. My feet moved before my brain caught up, crossing the threshold into her world. The door clicked shut behind me, soft as a promise, sealing out the morning chill. The living room unfolded like a fever dream of creativity. Floorboards scarred with drips of acrylic, windows thrown open to let in the rustle of maples and the distant honk of ferries on the water. Jordan, she said, extending a hand callous from brushes and barista shifts, poured tea into mismatched mugs, the liquid glugging warm and amber. Jordan Rivera, artist by night, coffee slinger by day at that hole in the wall on Pike. No J in sight, unless you count my ex's lingering bad vibes. Her laugh was real then, throaty and unfiltered, vibrating through the steam between us. I took the mug, our fingers brushing electric accidental, but neither of us pulled away fast enough. The porcelain warmed my palms, grounding me as I sank onto the sagging couch, its cushions sighing under my weight. Artist, huh? Those stains on your shirt, impressive. I'm more of a spreadsheet warrior. Real estate's my battlefield. We talked easy at first, like old acquaintances dodging small talk. Seattle's relentless drizzle, the best hole-in-the-wall tacos in Capitol Hill, the way the Space Needle looks almost romantic at dusk if you squint past the tourists. But under it, currents pulled, her stories laced with the ache of a family back in Ella who still whispered, "Fix her," behind manicured hands. Mine heavy with the ghost of Lena's infidelity, the way betrayal tastes like cheap Merlot and regret. An hour slipped by, marked by the tick of a wall clock shaped like a sunflower, its petals drooping like weary eyes. Outside, the sun climbed higher, burning off the mist, but inside, shadows lingered in the corners where her paintings waited. Abstract swirls of blues and golds, figures entwined in embraces that blurred the line between passion and pain. One caught my eye. Two women, silhouettes against a stormy sea, hands outstretched but never quite touching. "That's raw," I murmured, setting my mug down with a soft clink. The tea had gone cold, but the warmth in my chest hadn't. Jordan followed my gaze, her expression shifting, vulnerable, exposed. She crossed to the canvas, fingers tracing the edge like a lover's scar. "Yeah, it's about the almosts. The ones that get away because you're too scared to grab hold." Her voice cracked just a hair, and in that fracture, I heard my own story echoed back. I stood drawn like a moth, the floor cool beneath my heels. Close now, too close. The air thickened with her scent, clean sweat and citrus shampoo, undercut by the sharp tang of oil paint. "I get that," I whispered, my breath ghosting her shoulder. "My last almost. She taught me that love's just a lease with a hidden clause. Eviction notice included." Our eyes met again and time stuttered, the room narrowing to the space between us, the distant call of gulls outside fading to a hush. Her hand lifted, hesitant, cupping my cheek with a touch featherlight, paint-flecked thumb brushing my jaw. My heart slammed, a drumbeat urging surrender. I leaned in, lips parting on a sigh that tasted of possibility. But then ring. My phone, shrill and insistent from my pocket, shattering the spell. Client alert. The real 142 Oak waiting oblivious. Reality crashed in like Puget Sound waves, cold and unrelenting. I have to go," I said, pulling back, the words tasting like ash. Her hand fell away, leaving a chill in its wake. Jordan nodded, masking the hurt with a wry smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Wrong turns, right? But hey, doors always open. If you ever want to see the right one." I fled into the sunlight, portfolio thumping against my hip, her feather necklace glinting in my mind's eye. Driving away, tires humming over cracked asphalt, I gripped the wheel white-knuckled. One mistaken visit, one stolen hour, and already lessons clawing at my ribs. Some doors open to hell, others to heaven. But which was this? By noon the office buzzed with fluorescent hum and the clack of keyboards. My domain a glass-walled cage overlooking the freeway where cars blurred into silver streaks. I buried myself in comps and contracts, but Jordan's laugh echoed, a ghost in the margins of my notes. Lunch was a sad salad from the deli downstairs, wilted greens that crunched like accusations. Why her? Why now? I'd sworn off the rush, the reckless dive into someone else's chaos. Lena had hollowed me out, left me with trust issues sharper than an agent's commission cut. Yet, as the afternoon dragged, rain pattering against the windows like impatient fingers, I found myself Googling her name. Jordan Rivera, 28, barista at Brew Haven on Pike Street. Her Instagram was a riot of color, strokes of sunset over the Olympics, selfies with foam art lattes, and those paintings intimate and fierce. One post from months back, a quote scrawled in white on black. The bravest thing you can do is love without armor. Caption: learning one brushstroke at a time. Queer and unbroken. My thumb hovered over the message icon, heart stuttering. Message? No. Too soon. Too raw. Instead, I closed the tab, the click echoing like a door slamming. But sleep that night was fitful. Sheets twisting around me in the dim glow of my studio apartment. The city lights bleeding through blinds like accusations. Dreams wove her in. Paint on my skin, her sigh against my neck, the sea roaring approval. Dawn broke gray and grudging. Coffee brewing with a gurgle that mocked my resolve. Another day of showings of plaster smiles and square footage lies. But as I knotted my tie, wait, no blouse, her words looped. Doors always open. By 10 I was circling Pike Street, the market's vendor calls mingling with busker guitars, the air thick with fish and fried dough. Brew Haven squatted between a vintage shop and a tattoo parlor, its sign swinging lazy in the breeze. Inside, the hiss of espresso machines and chatter of hungover hipsters enveloped me. And there, behind the counter, apron tied loose, hair in that same knot, Jordan frothed milk with efficient grace, her smile flashing for a regular as she slid over a pour-over. Our eyes met across the steam, hers widening in that delicious shock. Mine, steady, decided. Americano black, I said, leaning on the worn wood, voice low enough to carry just to her. And maybe that tour of the right door. She paused, steamer wand clicking off, her grin blooming slow and wicked. Coming right up. Shift ends at 3. The wait stretched eternal. Clients texted, emails pinged. But I nursed that coffee in a corner booth, watching her move like liquid fire, bantering with barflies, wiping counters with a rag that whispered secrets. 3 o'clock hit like a gavel, and she untied her apron with a flourish, tossing it aside. Walk with me. We spilled onto the sidewalk, Seattle's pulse-thrumming street artists chalking rainbows on pavement, the metallic tang of fairy horns. Her hand brushed mine, tentative, then bold, fingers lacing as we wandered toward her studio, tucked above a laundromat on a side street where laundry carts rattled like applause. Up creaky stairs that smelled of starch and possibility, into her space. A converted attic alive with light from a skylight, canvases everywhere, the air humming with the ghost of turpentine and her. She poured wine, cheap red from a jug, glugging into jelly jars, and we sprawled on a futon piled with quilts, knees touching, the city murmuring below. Talk flowed freer now, wine loosening tongues, her coming out at 16 in a house of rosaries and recriminations, the escape to Seattle at 22 with a duffel and dreams, my corporate climb masking the ache of small-town whispers back in Spokane, the women I'd loved in shadows, Lena the brightest flame that scorched deepest. You're guarded, she said softly, tracing the rim of her jar. Eyes on mine over the candle flicker, beeswax honey sweet, like you've built walls from the bricks of every goodbye. I sighed, the sound ragged in the quiet, setting my jar down with a clink. Guilty. Last one. She cheated. With my best friend. Walked in on them in our bed. Smelled like her perfume and betrayal. The words hung, heavy as the rain starting to patter on the roof. Jordan's hand found mine again, squeezing warm, unwavering. That's not love's fault. That's hers. You deserve the kind that builds, not breaks. Thunder grumbled distant, vibrating through the beams, and I leaned in, drawn inexorably. Our lips met, soft at first, exploratory, tasting of Merlot and mint, then hungry, her fingers threading my hair, pulling me closer. The futon creaked under shifting weight, breaths mingling in gasps, her body arching like a brushstroke come alive. Skin on skin, the slide of flannel and silk, whispers of yes and here. The world narrowing to the heat between us, rain lashing windows like jealous lovers. After, tangled in quilts, her head on my chest, heartbeat sinking to the storm's rhythm, I traced her feather necklace. What does it mean? Freedom, she murmured, voice sleepy thick. To fly without fear. I held her tighter, the lesson sinking deep. Some mistakes aren't errors, they're maps. Weeks blurred into a rhythm I'd forgotten existed. Lazy Sundays with pancakes sticking to the griddle, the sizzle and pop underscoring her laughter as batter flew. Stolen afternoons in her studio, my fingers smudged blue from helping with a canvas, though mostly I just watched her, mesmerized by the way she lost herself in color, brow furrowed, lips parted on a hum that vibrated low in my gut. Jordan's world was chaos wrapped in beauty. Paint tubes scattered like fallen soldiers, half-read poetry books dog-eared on the nightstand, her playlist shuffling from Joni Mitchell's Ache to Janelle Monáe's Fire. And me fitting in like a puzzle piece I'd never known was missing. My starched shirt swapped for her hoodies, oversized and scented with her. But Seattle's skies mirrored the undercurrent, gray days pressing down, threatening cracks. My job demanded more. Late nights prepping offers, weekends lost to open houses where couples cooed over granite counters, their hands linked casual as breathing. Jealousy gnawed, subtle at first, a twinge when she'd text from Brew Haven, miss your face amid the foam, or when I'd come home to her sketches of us entwined and ethereal. What if this is just another lease? I'd whisper into her hair at 2 a.m., the city lights casting silver bars across the bed. She'd shift, propping on an elbow, eyes serious in the dark. Then we renew. Every day. Her kiss would seal it, fierce and forgiving, hands mapping routes we'd yet to explore. Slow circles on my thigh, breaths hitching as thunder rolled in from the west. Yet fissures formed. Her ex, Carla, tall, tattooed, a sound engineer who'd ghosted after 2 years of I love yous, that turned toxic, started circling. A like on an old post, a coffee run by chance at Brew. Jordan brushed it off, but I saw the shadow in her laugh, the way her brush strokes grew jagged. Ancient history, she'd say, but her phone buzzed late, and she'd silence it quick, screen glow etching worry lines. My own demons stirred too. Mom called from Spokane, voice syrup sweet over the line's crackle. When you bringing a nice man home for Thanksgiving, Alex? Dad's asking. The pause after loaded as a loaded gun. I'd met Jordan's family via FaceTime, her abuela's wary nod softening to a grin over tamales shared pixelated, but mine? A closet door bolted shut since college. Soon, Mom. I'd lie, the words curdling like milk left out. The breaking point brewed on a Friday, rain sheeting the windows of my office like tears unshed. A big listing closed, waterfront condo, fat commission, and I texted Jordan. Celebrate tonight? That Italian place on Queen Anne. Her reply pinged back delayed. Can't. Shift ran long. Rain check. Disappointment settled heavy, but I pushed through. Dinner solo at the bar, Chianti warming my veins, the murmur of dates nearby twisting the knife. By 10 buzzed and bold, I swung by Brew Haven, the neon sign flickering closed but light spilling from the back. Door ajar, voices drifting, Jordan's low and laced with old familiarity, Carla's smooth as smoke. I froze in the alley's puddle-strewn shadows, heart hammering against ribs. Through the fogged glass, Jordan behind the counter wiping down, Carla perched on a stool, leather jacket slung casual, that smirk I hated from photos. Missed this, Carla drawled, hand grazing Jordan's wrist. Us. The late nights, the music bleeding into dawn. Jordan pulled back but slow, too slow. Carla, that was then. I'm seeing someone. Her. Carla's laugh, sharp as shattered porcelain. The suit from the wrong house? Come on, Joe. You need fire, not safety. The words landed like punches, echoing my fears. I turned, splashing through rain to my car, wipers slashing furious arcs. Home was a blur. Key scraping lock, wine bottle uncorked with a pop that mocked celebration. I downed a glass, then two, the burn doing nothing for the ice in my chest. She knocked at midnight, rain dripping from her hood, eyes wide with apology. Alex? Your text. We need to talk. What's wrong? I paced the living room, hardwood cool under stocking feet, the space we decorated together. Her fern on the sill, my bookshelves neat as soldiers, suddenly claustrophobic. Carla, at the shop, sounded cozy. Her face crumpled, then hardened. She showed up. Uninvited. I told her to go. She stepped closer, shedding her jacket with a wet slap, arms reaching. It's you, Alex. Only you. But doubt was a weed rooted deep. Fire, not safety? Is that what I am? The safe bet after her chaos. My voice cracked, raw as the storm outside, thunder punctuating the accusation. Jordan recoiled, hurt flashing like lightning. You think that's what I want? Someone to play house with? God, Alex, you're the one who pulls back every time it gets real. Your job, your mom, the walls you hide behind. Tears welled, spilling hot tracks down her cheeks. I thought we were building something. But if you're waiting for me to torch it like she did. The room spun, wine-sour regret rising. I grabbed her hand, desperate. Don't. Please. I'm scared. Of losing this. She softened, thumb wiping my tear. When had I started crying? Then fight for it. With me. We collapsed onto the couch, her in my lap, rain drumming a lullaby on the roof. Kisses turned urgent, apologies breathed against skin. My blouse unbuttoned slow. Her flannel peeled away to reveal the curve of her breast, nipple hardening under my tongue's tentative swirl. Gasps filled the space, her nails raking my back, hips grinding in rhythm to the downpour. Stay, I whispered, fingers delving, finding her slick and wanting, curls stroking until she arched, a cry muffled in my neck. Dawn found us spent, limbs entwined, her breath steady against my shoulder. But the fight lingered, a bruise beneath the bliss. Lessons whispered. Love isn't a solo battle. It's a duet, harmonies clashing before they sing. Monday brought a fragile peace. Coffee shared in bed, her lips on my temple as I dressed for work, the scent of jasmine from her skin clinging like hope. At the office, emails piled, but I snuck glances at her latest sketch, taped to my monitor. Us as sirens on a cliff, waves crashing below. Emboldened, I called Mom during lunch, phone slick in my palm. Thanksgiving. I'm bringing someone. Her name's Jordan. Silence stretched, crackling with the distance. Her. The word hung, probing. Yeah. My girlfriend. It landed solid, no waver. Mom's sigh came soft, resigned. Well. We'll set an extra plate. Triumph buzzed, but evening shattered it. Jordan's text. Abuela's in town. Dinner at mine. Come. Nerves twisted. Her family was warmth wrapped in tradition. Rosaries and relenos, but acceptance? Earned slow. The apartment above the laundromat thrummed with spices. Cumin and cilantro blooming in the air. Dryer hums from below like a bass line. Abuela Rivera, tiny and fierce with silver-streaked braids, eyed me over her glasses as Jordan introduced. Alex, my person. The pause hung, but her hug crushed anyway, bony arms fierce. You make my nieta smile. That's enough. Dinner unfolded in laughter and lore. Tales of Jordan's childhood pranks in Echo Park. The way she'd sneak paints from the art store. Her coming out over proposal that burned going down. Abuela's eyes softened on Jordan, then me. Love's like salsa, spicy but worth the heat if it's true. Later, alone in the kitchen, suds popping as we washed dishes, Jordan leaned in, soapy hands on my waist. You were amazing. Nervous, but you. Our kiss tasted of lime and longing, deepening as water ran hot. I backed her against the counter, hands roaming. Up her shirt, thumb circling the peak through lace, her moan swallowed by my mouth. Bed, she gasped, but I dropped to knees, tile hard, jeans unzipped with a rasp. Tongue tracing, savoring her salt and sweetness, fingers curling until she shattered, thighs quaking around my ears. Upstairs, sated, we traced stars through the skylight, her head on my belly. This could be us, she murmured. Real. But real has teeth. Mid-November, Carla escalated. A package at Jordan's door, vinyl of their old band, note. Remember the music? We had rhythm. Jordan showed me, trembling. Burn it. We did, in the sink, flames licking black, smoke acrid as memory. But embers lingered. Thanksgiving loomed, my family's ranch house in Spokane a battlefield of turkey and tension. Drive was long, rain-slicked a 90 winding through evergreens heavy with wet. Jordan fidgeted beside me, playlist shuffling Tracy Chapman to ease nerves. What if they hate me? They won't, I lied, gripping the wheel, knuckles pale. But doubt not, Dad's golf buddies, Mom's bridge club, whispers of lifestyle choice over pie. The house smelled of sage and stuffing, driveway gravel crunching under tires. Hugs were stiff, eyes appraising Jordan's tattoos peeking from her sweater. Dinner sat heavy, forks scraping plates, small talk about weather and work. Then Dad cleared his throat, napkin folding deliberate. So Alex, this is serious. Air thickened, cranberry sauce tart on my tongue. Jordan's hand found mine under the table, squeezed steady. Yes, I said, voice even. She's family now. Mom's eyes welled, but she nodded, passing rolls. Then welcome, dear. No fanfare, but the quiet acceptance cracked something in me. Tears hot, swallowed quick. Pie came with stories, Jordan charming with Ella tales, Dad gruff but grinning at her mariner's rant. Night fell soft, guest room bed creaking as we tumbled in, relief fueling frenzy. Her mouth on my neck, biting gentle, hands pinning wrists. Mine, she growled, straddling, grinding slow until pleas escaped me. Reciprocation fierce. My turn to claim, tongue and teeth marking hip, fingers thrusting deep as she bucked, climax ripping a sob from her throat. Morning light filtered lace curtain, coffee perking downstairs. As we packed, Mom pulled me aside, voice low. She's good for you. Don't let fear win. The drive home was lighter, radio crooning K.D. Lang, Jordan's head on my shoulder at stops. But back in Seattle, winter bit. Gray skies mirroring the call from Jordan's phone. Carla again. Need to talk. About Joe. It's important. Jordan's face drained. Ignore it. But curiosity's a thief. We met her at a dive on Capitol Hill, neon buzzing open, air thick with fry oil and regret. Carla slid into the booth, eyes shadowed. Not here to steal. Just warn. Joe's fire Alex. Burns hot, but she runs when it scorches. Lies, I thought, but the seed planted. Jordan stormed out, rain soaking us as we fought in the car, words like hail. You think I'd run? After everything? I don't know. I yelled, wipers frantic. She knows you in ways I don't. Home was silence, her packing a bag with zips like gunshots. Space. To breathe. Door clicked shut, echo hollow. Alone I curled, fetal sobs racking, the lesson bitter. Love teaches, but oh how it hurts. December descended like a shroud. Seattle's holidays strung with lights that mocked my dark. Jordan's absence carved hollows. Her hoodie on the hook a ghost. Coffee tasting flat without her chamomile chaser. Work blurred days. Showings in twinkling townhomes. Clients gushing over fireplaces where I'd once imagined us curled, wine warmed. Nights the apartment echoed. Taps dripping Morse code of misery. TV flickering Netflix romances I fast-forwarded through. I texted once. Miss you. Come home. Dots danced, then died. Pride walled me in. Calls went to voicemail, her voice cheerful, generic. Brew haven became avoidance. Espressos from chains, bitter as regret. Friends noticed. Sarah from the office over lunch, salads wilting like my resolve. Fight for her, Alex. Or lose the best thing. Her words echoed Abuela's salsa wisdom, but fear glued my feet. Carla's warning looped. She runs. Was it true? Memories surfaced. Jordan's flinch at my job's demands. The way she'd sketch alone when doubts crept. Or was it me projecting shadows? Solstice eve, snow flurried, rare and reluctant, blanketing the city in hush. I wandered Pike Place, stalls shuttered, the market's magic muted. Past the gum walls, sticky secrets to Brew Haven. Closed early, windows dark but for a glow upstairs. Her studio. Heart slamming, I climbed stairs, groaning accusation. Door ajar, paint scent pulling me in. She sat cross-legged on the floor, canvas before her. Us but fractured. Figures reaching across a chasm, colors bleeding doubt. Brushes scattered, her hair loose, framing a face streaked tear salt. Jordan. My whisper shattered quiet, she startled, eyes raw. Alex. Breath hitched, she rose slow, flannel rumpled. Couldn't stay away? Couldn't breathe without you. Words spilled, dam breaking. Apologies for doubt, Carla's poison my walls. You're my fire. Teach me to burn with you. She crossed the space, hands framing my face, thumbs tracing jaw. I ran once. From Carla's chaos. But you're home. Kiss crashed, desperate. Lips bruising, tongues tangling, salt sweet. We sank to the drop cloth, paint tubes rolling away like fleeing fears. Her shirt peeled, mouth hot on collarbone, sucking marks like claims. I arched, gasping as fingers unbuttoned. Delving cool then scorching, curling to that spot that wrenched moans from deep. Clothes shed in frenzy, jeans kicked aside, her thigh between mine, grinding slick friction. More, I begged, rolling us, mouth trailing south. Navel, hip bone, then lower, tongue parting folds, lapping slow circles until she bucked, fingers fisting my hair, cry echoing off rafters. Her turn, devouring, teeth grazing inner thigh, fingers thrusting rhythmic as my pulse, building to shatter, waves crashing white hot. Spent, we lay tangled, snow whispering against skylight. No more running, she vowed, feather necklace cool on my skin. Christmas dawn, brittle bright, tree weed half-decorated, twinkling forlorn. We salvaged, eggnog spiked heavy, ornaments hung with laughter, her painting us under boughs. Gifts unwrapped. For her a custom brush set, bristles soft as promise. For me a canvas, our silhouettes whole now, hands clasped over sea. But harmony's fragile. New Year's loomed, Carla's shadow lengthening. A mutual friend texted. Heard she's spiraling. Asking about Joe. Be careful. I showed Jordan over midnight toast, champagne fizzing sharp. Ignore, she said, but eyes flickered. Party at Sarah's, bass thumping, bodies swaying under disco ball shards. We danced close, her hips swaying against mine. Heat building amid strobe lights. Whispered plans for Bali. Beaches where we'd paint sunsets nude. Then Carla, crashing in leather and liquor breath. Joe, slurred over the din, arms grabbing. Jordan stiffened, pulling free. Not now. But Carla clung, voice rising. You owe me closure. Security hauled her out, but venom lingered. In the cab home, Jordan silent, window fogged. She won't stop. At dawn, fight reignited. My plea for a restraining order, her resistance. Makes it real. Like we're scared. We are. I shouted, voice cracking over coffee steam. She poisoned us once. Tears hers now, hot on table. And you think blocking her fixes me? My past. Words wounded deeper than intended. She stormed to studio, door slamming echo. Days stretched taut, polite texts, avoided eyes at brew pickups. Valentine's approached, red hearts mocking in shop windows. I planned redemption. Dinner at her favorite, dim some steaming dumplings bursting savory. Rose on the plate, note. You're my forever clause. She arrived hesitant, eyes softening over tea. Miss this. Us. Talk meandered, dreams deferred. Her gallery show pending, my promotion whispers. Under table, ankles hooked, promise in touch. Home, rose petals trailed to bed. Silk sheets cool, her body warm, arch slow love. Kisses lingering neck, fingers tracing spine. Entering gentle then insistent. Gasped sinking to candle flicker. Mutual surrender, her on top, grinding deliberate. My hands cupping breasts. Thumbs teasing peaks until release rippled shared. Afterglow, she traced my ring finger. Move in? For real. Joy surged, but caution whispered. Yes. Spring teas, cherry blossoms, pink confetti on sidewalks. Boxes packed, her studio merging with my space. Canvases against bookshelves, paint beside spreadsheets. Nights tangled, mornings coffee shared. Her head on pillow, murmuring art critiques in sleep. But Carla's ghost persisted. Letter arrived, handwritten, shoved under door. Joe, I was wrong. Therapy's helping. One coffee. For old times. Jordan crumpled it, but doubt creased her brow. Block her number. All of it, I urged, over breakfast eggs scrambling soft. She nodded, but later phone buzz deleted contact. Just checking. Jealousy flared, words sharp. Trust me or don't. Hurt flashed. Trust goes both ways. Chasm yawned again. She slept on couch quilt cocoon. Morning note. Gallery opening tonight. Cool me. I did gallery humming white walls stark her pieces alive. Abstracts of love's fury one titled clasp. Our hands finally met. Applause swelled as she spoke, voice steady. This is for the ones who teach us to hold on. I's found mine anchor. After amid champagne clinks Carla appeared, sober-suited, eyes clear. Joe. Alex. Peace offering. Tension coiled. Jordan's hand in mine squeezed. No. We're good. Carla nodded, retreating graceful. Relief washed but lesson etched. Boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges. Summer bloomed, our rhythm deepening. Weekends hiking Olympics, trails crunching pine needle soft. Her sketchpad capturing vistas, my camera stealing shots of her, wind tousled and radiant. Evenings on balcony, grill smoke curling. Burgers charring with sizzle. Beers sweating condensation. Yet cracks spidered. My promotion landed, senior agent, travel for listings, weeks on road. First trip. Portland, hotel sterile, bed vast. Calls nightly, her voice tinny. Hurry back. But distance bred distance. Texts lagged, her shifts clashing time zones. Return brought makeup sex. Airport pickup. Kiss devouring in lot. Home to frenzy. Against wall her legs wrapped, thrusts urgent, moans echoing hall. Missed you, panted amid aftershocks. But absences accumulated, Vancouver. Then LA, Jordan show toured. Her in galleries afar. Synchronicity frayed. Arguments sparked over forgotten anniversaries. You chose work. Guilt twisted. Building us a future. Future without now? Climax brewed August. Heat wave sticky, city gasping. I jetted Chicago, deal closing humid. Home early surprise. Key turning, voices inside, Jordan's laugh familiar low. Heart seized, Carla? Push door, not Carla. Therapist? No, Jordan on couch, head in hands, phone clutched. Alex. Startled but relief, mind short. Who? Demand edged. Friend. From art group. Support. Eyes pleaded. Anxieties spiking. The distance. Truth hit. My absences unearthed her old wounds. Abandonment, Carla's ghosts. Why not me? You judge. Like I'm broken. Sobs hers, mine joining. I'm scared too. Of failing you. Embrace crushed, tears mingling salt. That night therapy booked, joint, couch creaking under shared weight. Words unpacking like luggage long packed. Vulnerability's the sexiest risk, counselor said, voice calm as rain. Lessons layered. Love's not possession. Its presence carved daily. Fall foliage ignited, maples aflame as our second anniversary neared. Therapy wove us tighter. Sessions spilling into walks, her hand in mine, leaves crunching confessions. I fear you'll outgrow me, she admitted, over cider steaming in mugs. Never. You're my muse. Kiss sealed, apple sweet. Plans hatched. Getaway to San Juan Islands, ferry chugging salt spray, cabin rustic with fireplace crackle. Arrival, porch swing creaking, sea lapping docks below. Unpack slow, her easel by window, my laptop banished. Dinners foraged. Crab boils bubbling, butter dripping chins, laughter bubbling freer. Nights unspooled languid, firelight dancing skin, her body oil slick under palms, massage turning tease. Thumbs pressing thighs, parting slow, mouth following heat trail. Whimpers hers as I tasted, deliberate laps building to quiver. Fingers joining curl. Reciprocal, her atop breast swaying hypnotic, grinding to mutual crest, cries harmonizing with waves. Mornings dawn misty, coffee perked on stove, her sketching me nude by hearth, charcoal whispers on paper. Beautiful, she murmured, eyes devouring. But idle fractured, call midweek. Emergency listing, high-profile client. 2 days tops. Lie tasted sour. She nodded but eyes dimmed. Again. Return delayed, snow early, passes closed. Texts frantic. Stuck. Love you. Her replies curt, then silent. Home at last, cabin dark, note. Needed space. Back in Seattle. Panic clawed, drive treacherous, tires slipping slush. Apartment empty, her side barren. Drawers gaping, paints packed. Voicemail. Can't keep waiting, Alex. Love you, but goodbye. World tilted. Searched brew, closed sign on leave. Friends vague. Give her time. Nights blurred, whiskey burn, photos scrolled. Her Instagram frozen on our cabin shot. Caption. Temporary. Week 3 breakdown. Office collapse, sobs in bathroom stall, tile cold on knees. Sarah dragged me out. Find her. Track to LA Abuela's holiday chaos. Plane hum dread, LAX heat slap. Door opened by cousin, eyes soft. She's hurting, Mija. But come. House thrum tamale steam, family orbiting wary. Jordan and backyard. Easel under jacaranda. Petals purple rain. Turned face gaunt, brush pausing midstroke. Alex. Voice flat but eyes storm-tossed. Can't without you. Words tumbled. Apologies for absences, therapy half measures, fears grip. Knelt in dirt. Hands clasping hers paint warm. Teach me presence. Every day. Tears hers spilling violet streaks. You left me alone. Again. I know. Kiss forehead. Then lips, tentative deepening salt. Family watched from windows, Abuela nodding sage. Rebuild slow. Week in Ella helping canvases, nights tangled in childhood bed. Creaking springs, touches gentle rediscovery. Fingers exploring familiar curves, whispers mending. Flights back tandem, her show in tow. Seattle winter gripped but warmth kindled, joint sessions deeper. Boundaries as love. Counselor affirming. Dates intentional. Gallery hops, her arm looped mine, critiques whispered intimate. Spring equinox, proposal brewed. Not ring but vow, driftwood box, inside sketches of futures. Home with studio, travels shared. Kids maybe, adopted rainbows. Forever claws, I said, knees weak on balcony, city twinkling below. She gasped, fingers tracing. Yes. All in. Celebration feral. Bed sheets twisting, her mouth claiming, neck biting claim. My hands pinning, tongue delving deep. Thrusts with strap urgent, her cries crescendoing to shatter. After entwined plans whispered. Wedding small, beachside, vows under sunset. But life's script twists. Summer solstice, her gallery solo. Critics raved, sales soared. Mine promotion again. East Coast relock offer. NYC skyline dreams. Dinner post-opening, champagne bubbling, words hesitant. Consider it? For us. Her fork paused, calamari steam curling. Seattle's roots. My art scene. New York's bigger. Galleries, networks. Eyes hardened. And me? Sidelined again. Argument ignited. Plates clattering, voices rising over risotto. Sacrifice. For once. You mean mine. Door slam, her fleeing into night. Chase failed. Uber vanished, taillights. Home alone, regret churning. Morning, flowers wilted on counter. Her gone to Abuela's again. Cycle vicious. Texts pleading, calls dodged. Therapy solo, mirror harsh. Controls illusion. Let go to hold. Flight to LA unbidden. Abuela brewed cafe con leche, eyes knowing. Nina's stubborn like me. But heart soft. Found her at beach. Malibu waves crashing white. Sketchpad abandoned, toes in surf. Sat silent, sand gritty between fingers. I rescinded. I said finally, voice sea-muffled. Staying. For you. Turned eyes searching. Really? Really? You're my horizon. Embrace salt-soaked, waves lapping ankles. Hotel night. Ocean roar backdrop, bodies urgent. Her against window, glass cool on breasts, my fingers from behind, stroking to gasp. Turned, legs wrapped, rhythm tidal, climaxes crashing synced. Return fortified. NYC declined, counteroffer local. Wedding plans bloomed. Invites handwritten, her script looping love. Autumn wove garlands. Venue scouted, Puget cliffside. Evergreen sentinel. Dress fittings. Her in lace simple, mine suit tailored sharp. Vows pen tear-streaked. But eve before, storm symbolic. Rain lashing, power flickering. Rehearsal dinner intimate. Toast slurring sentiment. Bed shared nervous, touches light. Kisses trailing spine, fingers lazy circles, sleep claim gentle. Ceremony dawn crystalline, sun gilding sound, gulls wheeling approval. Cliff path petals strewn, family mingled. Mom teary, abuela rosary clutching but beaming. Sarah officiant grin wide. Jordan emerged path, dress flowing seafoam. Eyes locked mine, vow unspoken yet. I'll crunch gravel soft, her hand in mine trembling thrill. Vows exchanged, wind whispered. In storms and sun I choose you. Fire to your steady, muse to your map. Ring slid gold cool. Kiss sealing salt sweet, cheers erupting wave. Reception tent glowed lantern soft, tables laden crab and cake. Band strumming indigo girls. Dances twirled, her in arms, hips swaying close, breath neck hot. Mrs. Harper Rivera, I teased, nipping earlobe. Forever, she purred, leading to shadows. Quick tryst in alcove, dress hiked, fingers delving swift to stifle moans, release shuddering shared. Honeymoon. Orcas Island cabin, kayaks slicing fjords dawn mist, her laughter echoing paddles. Evenings deckside, stars pricking velvet, wine loosening limbs, love languid. Her astride slow rock to sighs, my turn beneath mouth worshipping curves building to quakes. Return to rhythm refined, rings glinting keystrokes, her studio humming beside office calls. Therapy tapered but check-ins lingered, gratitude journals penned nightly. Her your coffee runs, mine your midnight sketches. Winter whispered change, nausea hers mornings tests pink positive. Adoption fast-tracked. Baby boy 6 months, eyes dark like hers curls mine. Naming Elias, son. Crib assembled creek laugh. Parenthood chaos charmed. Nights pacing colic cries, her rocking soft Spanish lullabies, my formulas warmed bottle steady. Mornings tandem. Her nursing me coffee perking, Elias gummy grin melting. But balance tipped, her art stalled, brushes dusty for feedings. My closings piled, guilt gnawing late arrivals. Arguments simmered. I need me back. Over dishes clink. Help me hire nanny? Counter but pride bristled. Therapy revived. Resentment's thief. Communicate clean. Shifted, gallery partner for her, flex hours mine. Date nights reclaimed. Babysitter bound, dinners candlelit, touches rekindling, home to frenzy. Elias asleep, us devouring quiet, her on counter, legs wide, tongue tracing to trembles. Bed follow, strap deep, rhythms rediscovered. Spring, Elias first steps, wobbly to her arms, our cheers tear blurred. Her show postpartum. Pieces fierce maternal, sold swift. Summer heat, family trip. Disneyland whirl, Elias Mickey wide eyes, our hands linked carousel turn. Nights motel, baby monitor hum, quickies whispered. Fingers mutual, gasps muffled pillow. Fall anniversary 3rd. Cliffside vow renewal, Elias flower boy toddle. Dinner intimate, cake fork fed, home to slow burn. Bath shared, suds slick, her back to chest, fingers circling front to gasp. Bed positions playful, laughter mingling moans. But shadows crept. Carla reformed. Therapy circle overlap. Invite to coffee support. Jordan accepted solo. Closure. Return her distant. She apologized. Deep. Jealousy flickered, quelled quick. Proud of you. Yet see doubt. Nights her staring ceiling, Elias between. What if? Talk unearthed. Old wounds reopening, fear one mistake undoes all. Reassurance ritual. Letters locked box read aloud. You saved me. Winter solstice, pregnancy surprise. Hers again. IVF leap. Joy cascaded but terror laced. Can we? Therapy anchored. Growth's grace. Elias big brother prep. Nursery painted sea blue. Her belly rounding brush in hand. Spring birth. Girl Luna cries fierce like mom. Hospital hush our family for. Kisses foreheads, tears joy salt. Parenting doubled, sleepless tandem, her nursing Luna me Elias stories. Balance artful. Co-op daycare, her part-time gallery, my remote days. Summer park picnics, kids giggling grass, our blanket kisses stolen. Evenings porch swings, Elias trucks rumbling, Luna coos, wine shared sunset glow. Fall, her book deal, illustrated memoir. Brushstrokes of us. Launch-packed dedications tearful. To Alex, my canvas. Celebration home. Kids tucked, us uncorking vintage. Dances slow kitchen tile, dress peeled, counter perch, mouth between thighs to shutters. Bedroom, her leading strap harnessed, thrusts measured to symphony size. But life's undercurrent stirred. Mom's health dip. Cancer whisper, spoken pull. Visits weekly, Jordan packing kids' car seat click. Go alone, she urged. Family. Guilt mine, but she insisted. Weeks away, calls nightly, Elias chaos tales, Luna milestones. Return, her weary. Missed you. But space felt good. Shift subtle, her studio hour stretch, my work travel creeps. Arguments edge. You're drifting. Adapting. Therapy flare. Change tests routes. Counsel. Recommit rituals. Vow weekend. Cabin retreat. Kids with abuela. Hikes handhold, lakeside picnics, nights firelit. Love rekindled raw. Her bound wrist silk tease slow to please. Free, her devouring nails raked to marks, climaxes thunderous. Fortified but fracture loomed. Winter, Carla crisis, relapse, plea to Jordan talk. Met neutral, return shaken. She's broken. Like I was. Empathy hers, but mine bristled. Boundaries. Hurt flared. Compassion's not betrayal. Fight furious, doors slam, couch sleeps. Morning note. Love you. But need think. Day's agony, work fog, kids sense tension, Elias mommy mad. Heart crack. Search soul. Her beach sketch history. Found Malibu, waves witness. Join silent, sand sit. I'm sorry. Fear talks loud. Eyes hers see deep. Me too. We're human. Embrace tide pull, home mend. Family therapy, kids included gentle. Lessons layered. Love's ocean ebbs flows but anchors hold. Spring bloomed resilient. Cherry petals confetti on renewal walks. Elias splashing puddles, Luna babble song, our hands linked loose. Therapy wove family tighter. Game nights laughter laced, bedtime stories shared. Jordan's book soared, signing Seattle to me tag-along when possible, hotel trysts fierce. Mirrors fogged, her pressed glass, fingers rear entry curl to gasp. Baths bubbly, her astride bubbles rock to ripple release. Summer solstice beach vow, kids buckets sand, us waves ankle rings renewed wet. Through tides, whispered. Fall harvest, mom's remission cheer. Thanksgiving full, tables groaning turkey. Abuela's mole spice kick. Toasts clink. To lessons learned. Winter wonder, holidays lit, tree trim, Elias ornament clumsy. Luna tinsel tug. Eve fire, kids slumber, us eggnog warm, slow unwrap. Ribbons tease nipple, mouth follow trail to core, tongue flick to quiver. Her turn, ice cube trail melting skin, mouth follow chill to heat burst. New Year dawn promise, her gallery co-op, my mentorship role balance art. Elias school start, backpack bounce. Luna words first, mama too. But curveball. Relocation whisper, Seattle firm merge, NYC again. Boardroom tense, offer glittering. Home over pasta steam. Discuss. Eyes hers wary. Us. Family vote. Kids oblivious but talk circled nights, pros networks, cons uproot. Jordan's art scene root deep. Decision dawn decline. Here. RC. Relief hers, kiss fierce kitchen. Proud. Yet internal storm. Ambition ache. Therapy unpack. Success shared, not sacrificed. Spring, her exhibit international, London call solo. Go, I urged. Shine. 2 weeks fog, kids routine, mind calls pixel kisses. Return airport dash, embrace crush. Cab home frenzy. Partition up, hands skirt under, fingers discreet thrust to muffled moan. Summer family road trip, Crater Lake blue deep. Tints zip night, kids stars gaze. Mornings hike, her sketch wildflowers. Evenings campfire, esmeralda sticky. Post kid sleep quickies tent shadow. Her quiet ride, hand mouth cover. My hips buck to silent crest. Fall Elias school play, tree roll, leaves rustle proud. Luna crawl chase, giggles echo. Date night rare. Theater dim, her hand thigh trace, intermission alley kiss deep, home devour. Door barely shut, clothes shed hall, floor rug burn, her tongue worship my plea inside. Fingers fill to flood. Winter solstice, surprise hers. Pregnancy third, natural leap. Joy whirl but body weary. Her nausea my support steady. Birth spring equinox. Boy Orion cries constellation bright. Nursery overflow for souls sink. Parenthood pinnacle, chaos choreographed. Tandem bottles, park swings push, dinner's high chair mess. Love evolved. Stolen glances wink, touches linger dish dry. Anniversary 10th. Cliff original, kids teen tiny then, now witnesses vow. Dinner surf turf, cake candle flicker. Home sitter bound, a sweet hotel. Champagne spill teas, body's oil sheen, positions playful. Her lead strap, deep deliberate to symphony. Mutual oral 69 tangle releases wave over wave. Years montage. Elias teen angst art, Luna prodigy paint, Orion mischief motor. Moves none home anchor additions. Studio wing office nook. Challenges crested, Jordan's burnout brush dry my midlife murmur. Retreats annual. Islands isolate, kayaks dawn. Nights reconnect raw bondage light. Trustees to trust. Silver wedding. Beach blaze family vast vows aged wine. Lessons etched. Love's not moment but mosaic. Dance sandsoft her whisper ear. Still fire. Home kids crashed us balcony stars wine swirl. Touch ignite slow balcony rail lean dress night air cool her fingers front back dual gasp wind whisper. Bed follow legacy love. Tender thrust eyes lock climax quiet profound. Legacy bloomed. Grandkids someday but now daily grace. Mistaken visit that dawn long door wrong but fate right. Lessons indelible. Vulnerability bridge fear foe felled. Love labor luminous. And in sunset arms her sigh content. Worth every turn.